story has been the story of black folks. Because ever since 401 years ago, the reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck. We were smarter than the underfunded schools you put us in, but you had your knee on our neck. We could run corporations and not hustle in the street, but you had your knee on our neck. We had creative skills. We could do whatever anybody else could do. But we couldn't get your knee off our neck. What happened to Floyd happens every day in this country, in education, in health services, and in every area of American life. It's time for us to stand up in Georgia's name and say, get your knee off our necks. But I'm more hopeful today than ever. Why? Well, let me go back. Reverend Jackson always taught me, stay on your text. Go back to my text, Ecclesiastes. There is a time and a season. And when I looked this time and saw marches where in some cases young whites outnumbered the blacks marching, I know that it's a different time and a different season. When I looked and saw people in Germany marching for George Floyd, it's a different time and a different season. When they went in front of the parliament in London, England, and said it's a different time and a different season, I come to tell you, America, this is the time of dealing with accountability in the criminal justice system.
There is no way to sugarcoat or deny the fact that our world is currently in distress because of the coronavirus. But it doesn't mean that we as individuals and as communities and groups have to be distressed. We already know what our precautions are that we need to take to prevent ourselves from being infected by the virus. We need to do that. It doesn't mean that the virus is a death sentence, because it is not. Our responsibility to ourselves and to others is to make sure that we take all of the necessary precautions to make sure that neither we nor those that we know and love and work and care for get infected. Perhaps one day we will get through this and we'll have a much stronger world, but it will require all of us to do our bit in making sure that we get through this. Please, let us all take care of ourselves and take care of one another.
When the story of 2020 is told, it seems to me that history will say that the year was a year of two pandemics, but of which revealed much more starkly than could ever have been imagined the human capacity for good and evil, and the morally bankrupt, self-centered, and inhumane character of most of the world's leaders. History will also say that our healthcare professionals and all those in the front lines of our healthcare service delivery were selfless, very highly competent, efficient, and overall superb. It seems to me that history must not spare the religious leaders who not only upheld the evil leaders that run our political systems, but they also gave so-called prophecies purported to be coming from God. So history should say that this was the year when they were exposed as fake prophets. Having said that, it seems to me that history will not be complete if it's about 2020, unless it also says that it revealed to us that we have yet to seriously deal with the pandemic of racism, and that the time for us to do that is running out.